Hello and welcome to Easy Physics and Maths. Today we're going to be covering a decision topic, the first topic on the A-Level Further Maths decision book. It is algorithms, but if you do a different exam board, it's applicable to any other exam board if the learning is the same. And also check out the links below if you want to look at any sort of tutoring. I offer tutoring. I know it's a bit of a shameless plug, but look down below if you guys are interested in tutoring. So first off, what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a finite sequence of step-by-step instructions carried out to solve a problem. It is just a series of steps that you undergo to solve something. And in the decision chapter algorithms, there are a couple algorithms which we need to know. And the first one that we look at is bubble sort. And what does bubble sort do? Bubble sort sorts unordered lists, quite obvious. And you'll see where the name bubble comes from if you look at a topic. So how do we carry out the bubble sort? The bubble sort, we compare adjacent items in a list. And if they're not in order, if they are in order, sorry, we leave them. If they're not in order, we swap them. And the list is in order when a pass is complete without any swaps. And a pass just means that you go through the entire list in one go and swap items or don't swap items. So let's look at an example here. This comes straight from the book. Use a bubble sort to arrange this list into ascending order. So we have a series of numbers here, 24, 18, 37, 11, 15, 30. And we want to sort them into ascending order. As you can see there, they've done a comparison, adjacent items. They looked at the first two adjacent items, 24 and 18, and they've gone, okay, this is the first comparison, so we must swap them. So they swapped it. And then they looked at the next two items, next two adjacent items, and they've gone 24 and 37. Okay, those are the same. Well, they're in the right order for what we want, so we leave them. And then they've done the third comparison, which they compared the next two adjacent items, and they compared the next two adjacent items. And then, as you can see here, it says end of first pass. The first pass, they've gone through all the items in the list, and they have a not quite fully ordered series, but they've gone through all the list of numbers. And then the second pass is the same thing. And typically, the questions that they ask you, they won't ask for each step of doing the comparisons, but they'll ask for just the end of the pass. So they'll just want the first pass, the second pass, third pass, or however many passes there are. So let's look at an exam question to get some better understanding. So if we look at this one here, we have a list of numbers that we want to sort into descending order. I've already done some here just to show you guys. So the first pass, we're completing the first pass, and within the first pass, we're doing the first comparison. So we look at the first two numbers, 52 and 48. They're in the descending order that we want, so we leave them. And then we look at the second two, and we have to swap them. As you can see, I swapped 48 and 58. I've swapped them. And then I've looked at the next two adjacent items, looked at the next two adjacent items, and let's keep going here. So we got 52, 50, 48, 64, and 45. We swapped from the other comparison that we made. And now we're going to look at 45 and 47. We're going to look at these two numbers here. We want it to be in descending order. So, obviously, it's not in descending order if it's 45 and 47. So we swap. So we're going to swap these two. And we're going to be left with 52, 50, 48, 64, 47, 45, 53. And now we're coming up to the end of the pass because we have the final two adjacent numbers. So 45 and 53, not in descending order, so swap. And we have one more comparison. Oh, let's get rid of this. One more comparison, so 52, 50, 48, 64, 47, 53, and 45. And that right there is our first pass. that is the complete order of our first pass. And then the exam question asks us to keep going and perform a bubble sort to obtain the sorted list, giving the state of the list after each complete pass. Now, you could do one of two things. You could look at this first pass and go, you don't need to write the working out. So you could go 52, 50. Okay, that's in descending, that's in descending. This is descending. You compare these two in your head. You know, if you get the bubble sort, it's quite an easy algorithm to do. So if you can get it in your head, you can swap quickly. So 52, 50, that's fine. 50, 48, that's fine. And then 64, 48, that's not fine. So you put 64 there, 48 there. And then 48, 47, that's okay. 47, 53, you'd swap the 53 and 53, 47, and then that's okay. So you can write just this. You can just leave it as, okay, so it's going to be 52, 50. Obviously, the 64 and 48 will swap. And it's going to be 48, 47. And then the 53 and the 47 are going to swap. It's going to be 53, 47, 45. And you can say that is your second pass. And you've done it in your head, and that's okay. You don't need to do like all the comparisons here that I've done, because it's only 4 marks and you need time in the exam. So I wouldn't recommend doing every single one of them. I think the bubble sort you can do in your head. They tend not to ask bubble sort questions as well. So if you get a bubble sort question, you're lucky. And that's pretty much it for a bubble sort. You just complete your passes, do your comparisons, make sure you're doing the right thing. Just remember to compare adjacent numbers and to your corresponding order that you want, and complete your passes. And that's pretty much. Bubble sort is a nice algorithm, not too difficult, but there are a couple more which we need to learn. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and bye bye.